Steelers Nation.
We suck.
Yeah.
Run the ball!
Well, we tried, and, we didn't really succeed. We also couldn't stop anything on defense either. This game, bro, Mr. Grizzy with one on us. It's another Tomlin special. 9-8, here we come.
Run the ball!
And here we are again talking about another poor Steelers performance and a poor Steelers loss. And it seems like when it comes to these losses, in these fashions, it gets worse and worse and worse.
Because it's repetitive, and the way we lose is always the same mistakes that we run into, whether it's the play calling, whether it's a poor decision, whether it's the defense allowing all these open receivers on slants or in the middle on out routes, allowing people to run up the middle like it's nothing,
And it's
turning the ball over on the offense, and punting it when you're down 31-28 with 2:01 left. You punt it. Somehow they got the ball back. Somehow the defense was able to make a stop, and the Steelers offense got the ball back. Mike Tomlin took one hell of a gamble, but it still didn't mean anything because on the potential game-tying drive, it's 3rd and 8, bro. It is 3rd and 8. And you need 8 yards to get a first down. What do? You run a fucking 2-yard slant to DK. What?
Yep.
And then you don't have any more timeouts. The clock's running. You got less than 30 seconds left. It's 4th and 6. Instead of going for a 64-yard field goal with the guy that you trust more than anybody on this fucking team, and Chris Boswell, instead of kicking a 64-yarder in Soldier Field, which is essentially another Heinz Field to Boswell because he's used to kicking in outdoor code stadiums, he kicked a 60-yarder, a career high, weeks ago with room to spare. Instead of putting him on for a 64-yard field goal to tie the game, you go for it on 4th and 6.
And the pass is batted. The game is over. The Bears win 4 straight.
Like, what was that? What was that? And that's just the end of the game.
No, but like going back to the punt, 2 minutes and a second left to go, 4th down. It was like, 4th and 9 or whatever. Tomlin gambled on the defense, and the defense paid off. But like the whole perspective of that is you go back to the game-tying drive, potential game-tying drive. That's what you do. That's what you choose to do to try to tie the game. That's what you want to do.
Yeah,
that was your answer. That was your approach. That was your attempt.
The optics of it make no sense. Like, everything in the last 2 minutes make no sense. The punt, and then 3rd and 8, you throw it short. You go for it on 4th and 6 with no timeouts left, but you trust Boswell, or do you really trust Boswell?
Apparently they don't.
And it was that was just the nail that closed this game out for the Steelers, man. It was mistake on top of mistake on top of mistake. It all started with the first drive, second play of the game, I believe. Maso Rudolph throws it deep to the left sideline looking for DK. He underthrows it and throws an interception. And what do the Bears do? They respond with a touchdown.
A DJ Moore touchdown at that.
Now, the Steelers responded back with probably their best drive all year. 95 yards, 13 plays, almost 8 minutes off the clock. They get it in with DK. And then at some point in the first half, I think the second quarter, the Steelers fail on 4th and 1, turnover on downs. What do the Bears do? They respond with points. The Bears, man, they took advantage of every single offensive failure today. Every single offensive mistake, they took advantage. They scored points. They scored off of 2 interceptions or 2 turnovers and the turnover on downs.
Yep.
That led to 21 points, bro, which was the difference maker.
As a matter of fact, if you want to go back to before the end of half, when the Bears settled for a field goal, which is basically the score there. We lost by a field goal.
3 points.
If you look back at that, Kyle Duggar had an interception.
He did.
He had it right in his mitts, right in him, and he dropped it.
And then the Bears would take 3 points, making it I believe, a 21-17 game at halftime.
As the Steelers led at halftime. And then the second half came about.
The second half was atrocious, dude. The second half was absolutely atrocious. It was a bad second half.
The third quarter, the offense had a total of 13 yards. That's all they had. And Maso Rudolph lost the football due to a strip sack. And the Bears took advantage of that. Every single mistake that happened by the Steelers, offensively and even with the Kyle Duggar dropped interception, the Bears took advantage. They took advantage scoring.
All those miscues, all those mishaps, and the Bears took advantage. And yes, that was the lead change. That is what gave the Bears everything they needed to win this ball game. We couldn't protect the ball. The strip sack from Sweat, and then the interception to start the game, the turnover on downs, the conservative play calling, and then Mason Rudolph having to step in last minute because A-Rod wasn't good to go for this game. He couldn't hit anybody. He couldn't hit his deep targets. He didn't connect on one deep target. He had like 3 or 4 today, and he didn't hit on any single one of them. Not one.
No, Mason was 24 for 31, but only 171 yards with a passing touchdown to Muth, and of course the early interception.
Yeah.
Mason did not look good today. He literally looked like a backup quarterback. Hence why he will forever be a backup quarterback. This is another example of why he is a backup quarterback.
Yeah, and I like Mason, bro. I really do. I respect him a lot. I have faith in him as the backup, but today was one of his worst games. He couldn't hit the target. He had 2 costly turnovers. That gave the Bears everything they needed to swing it in their favor. They gave them momentum. Mason did not look good today. And keep in mind, no matter if Aaron Rodgers played or not, the way that the offense was schemed and the game plan and all the checkdowns, that was always going to be the game plan. Because that's been the game plan essentially all year. It's just, we're not going to attack down the field. We're not going to attack the middle. We're not going to exploit the Bears' weaknesses when they have 6 starters out, including all 3 of their fucking linebackers.
Yep.
The best part of this offense was the rushing attack, was Gainwell, was Jalen Warren. Gainwell had 92 yards off of 10 carries, including a very good and gutsy call from Smith and Tomlin on a 4th and 1. They faked the sneak with Hayward. They handed it off. Gainwell took it 55 yards up. Warren punched it in right before the end of the first half. That was good. That was good. That was very well executed.
Yes.
But in the second half, bro, the game plan that they went into with the first half, they tried again in the second, and the Bears didn't fall for anything. The Steelers only got 7 points in the second half when they scored 21. 14 by the offense, and a strip sack and recovery from Herbig in the end zone.
Yes.
That's all they got. They led the game 21-17 in the second half, going into the second half, opening the ball up, open the second half with the ball, and they only got 7 points. They got outscored 14-7 in the second half.
Yeah.
They got conservative.
If you take away that defensive touchdown by the Steelers would have lost by 10 points. This loss would have been basically a blowout. A 10-point loss isn't exactly a blowout, but to the Steelers it is.
Bro, Calvin Austin was our leading receiver with 36 yards.
36 yards.
DK, 5 catches, 22 yards. This offense is not schemed to succeed. This offense is not schemed to bully an offense from a passing aspect or bully a defense via a passing offense.
Nope.
They refuse to throw the ball deep. They refuse to attack what is already an advantage that you're going up against, like they did today with that front 7 of the Bears being very weak. But it wasn't weak today because, my God, were they able to eat up our fucking offense today, especially in that second half. This offensive scheme was trash. It is trash. There's nothing about Arthur Smith's scheme that wows you. There's nothing about Arthur Smith's scheme that speaks success and speaks, oh my God.
No, like every game since he's been the coordinator, every game, not once did I say, "Oh, you know, I'm looking forward to Arthur Smith's vision. I'm looking forward to Arthur Smith's offense." This offense does not excite me. And it's been the same, literally dating back to the Randy Fichtner days. Arthur Smith is just another poor, OC change, because that's the thing. We changed the quarterbacks, right? Quarterbacks change, the OC changes, but the scheme since the Randy Fichtner days, ever since Haley left, really, has always been the same.
Yep.
Inconsistent, lackluster, vanilla, not aggressive whatsoever. Like, this is a poor example of an NFL offense, dude. Like, how do you have the potential game-winning drive? You don't even have your most efficient running back or offensive weapon in Jalen Warren on the field at all. You don't have him on the field.
No, Warren didn't see a single snap on that final drive. Not one. Warren wasn't on the field at all on that final drive.
And then on that final drive, you have the 3rd and 8 play, 2-yard pass to DK. Like, let's
backtrack a little bit. Rudolph had Roman Wilson wide open deep on a 2nd and 4. He had him wide open.
That's right.
Instead of hitting him in stride, he threw it out of bounds, way over his head. And then on a 3rd and 4, Mason Rudolph scrambles for 22 yards, except take it back, Troy Futanu illegal formation. It was just mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. The execution was poor. The play calling and the scheme was not successful today. It was not built to succeed. The Steelers had every reason to open things up because they were going up against a hurt Bears defense. But I'm telling you, there is only one team in this entire league that does not matter to. It matters to the Steelers. They could have all their practice squad defense out there, and it wouldn't matter to anything.
No.
Because this offense, this scheme, doesn't open anything.
It's not threatening. It's not aggressive. It's not...
When you got 2-yard dunk-offs 17 times a game, 30 fucking times a game, this offense isn't going to do anything. It's not. And then you got Rudolph not executing, not hitting open receivers, missing deep passes, turning the ball over.
Dude, the longest play offensively, passing-wise, was 21 yards. It was the lone catch by Ben Skoron.
21 yards was our longest offensive play. Really?
Through the passing attack.
Through the passing
Through
attack.
the air.
Through the air. The 55-yard run by Gainwell was.
But through the air, our longest was 21 yards. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And even if Rudolph was in, there would have been the same game plan. Would it have been better successful? Would Rudolph have, or would
A-Rod
have made the same mistakes as Rudolph? Hopefully not. But based off of based off Rodgers' last couple games, and with a fractured wrist, I don't know, man. I don't know. I put a lot of it on Mason. I put a lot of it on coaching. I put a lot on Arthur Smith and Mason today. It was a lot of that. The scheme was built to fail. The scheme was very weak, very, very vanilla. They didn't challenge anything. They were as basic and as safe as they could be.
And you know, coming to this game, you know, we said jokingly, you know, like, oh, it's very obvious, you know, just run the football, be effective, use your tight ends, considering that the Bears have a skeleton crew at linebacker and the defense overall. But, you know, like the Steelers, you're just going to do tight end screens and whatnot. They had Jonnu Smith run 2 freaking jet sweeps.
Yes.
That's the best we got for Jonnu Smith. We acquired him in that trade, and the best we got is tight end screens and jet sweeps.
Eddie T with 199. Steelers out of the playoff picture in the AFC North.
Dog, we're tied with the Ravens.
If
The Ravens have won 5 straight. We are now tied in the division with Baltimore. They were 1-5 at their bye week. We were 4-1.
Now we're 6-5. And the Ravens are 6-5.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not surprised by this whatsoever, bro. I'm not. This is exactly what we expect from this coaching staff, from this team, from Mike Tomlin every single year, because we've seen it how many times now. So why should I expect anything different?
Why should we expect them to be any more better, any more aggressive? Heading into December football, bro. We have gone 2-4 in our last 6 games.
The defense, bro. The defense has been really good the last 3 weeks. But today, and no thanks to the offense and their turnovers and their mishaps and everything, but the defense couldn't stop anything today. They made a couple plays. They made a couple stops when they had to, but they didn't get to Caleb enough. They had a few dropped interceptions. And they couldn't stop the slants. They couldn't stop anything up the middle. It was like the same critical defensive errors that we're so used to seeing. It's like Ben Johnson knew exactly where to attack this defense.
Yes. Exactly. And now, as a matter of fact,
even DJ Moore hasn't done shit all year.
he had 2 touchdowns.
He had 2 touchdowns today. 2.
Caleb
Williams had 3 touchdowns.
DJ Moore had 1 touchdown coming into this game. He had 2.
DJ Moore. Really? Really?
The man that caught 1 catch in the last 8 quarters heading into this game.
Caught 2 touchdowns. 5 catches, 64 yards.
I'm looking at the standings right now. As a matter of fact, Baltimore's first place.
Yep, Baltimore is first
We're
place.
tied with them, but they now take first place.
I think they have the tiebreaker. I think the Ravens technically have the tiebreaker.
And now, guess who we have next week, Danny?
The Buffalo fucking Bills.
Oh, yes, it's in Heinz Field, but what does it matter? Home field advantage. What does it freaking matter? The Bills are pissed off. They're going to be pissed off after losing to the Texans in very bad fashion, by the way, and considering that they're playing behind to the Patriots. You know they're going to be pissed off. You know they're going to want to try to get a big bounce back victory against the Steelers that just played poorly against the Chicago Bears, to which
The Bills in their house are going to be pissed.
and this is the Bears' first win.
Or is it in our house?
It's in our house.
Oh, God.
This is the Bears' first win against a team with a winning record. It's against the Mike Tomlin-led Steelers.
Yep. The Bears didn't have a single win against a plus 500 team or .500 plus team. They got theirs today with our Pittsburgh Steelers.
And you don't think the Bills are going to want to take advantage of that? You don't think Josh Allen's going to want to take advantage of that?
It was just mistake after mistake after mistake today. From execution, from coaching, from decision making, from the turnovers. It was mistake after mistake. First, it all started with the Mason interception, then the turnover on downs, which the Bears scored on both of those mishaps. Then you had the Kyle Duggar dropped interception, which led to the 3 points, which was indeed the difference maker today. You had, at some point in the game, you had a 54-yard punt that put Chicago at their 10. Great play by Eccles, except that got taken back because of a Skoranek holding on special teams, which turned into a 34-yard punt, which ultimately led to the Bears scoring with DJ Moore. And that also happened to be the same drive that DJ Moore had a taunting penalty, and they were 2nd and 20, and they scored 2 plays later. Mistake after mistake after mistake, and Mason didn't help with the forced fumble and then the interceptions. And he's missing targets down. It was just constant mistakes. This team had so many self-inflicting wounds. They're bled out. They were so bled out. And then it got to the point, they punt it. 2 minutes, 1 second left. They punt it. The defense makes a stop. 3 and out. You get to a situation where you can hit Roman deep. Mason misses him. The next play, 22-yard scramble. Fatanu penalty takes it back. 3rd and 8, you run a 2-yard slant. You go for it on 4th and 6 with time running instead of kicking a 64-yard kick, a field goal.
And it's
so many bad decisions, so many mistakes.
It's because of decisions, it's because of performances, and it's because of stuff like this is why the Steelers are in where they're in right now. After sitting 4-1, they now sit 6-5. Baltimore holds the tiebreaker. They're now first place in the AFC North. They got the Bengals on Thanksgiving night. Burrow may be back for that game. I don't know. But the Ravens, when they have momentum in the regular season, good luck trying to stop them. And the Bengals, I don't trust you. I don't.
No.
And then we got the Bills, a pissed off Bills team. And then we got the Ravens after the Bills game. So the way I see it, it looks like the Ravens are going to win maybe 7 straight. Maybe. They could beat the Bengals Thanksgiving night. We could very well lose to the Bills. I wouldn't be shocked. I'm not confident in that game one bit. I can tell you that right now. And then we got the first meeting versus the Ravens in Baltimore in Week 14.
Yes.
We had this division.
And now, because of this loss, we are tied with the Ravens, bro, after a 4-game lead. Or what should have been a 3-game lead, rather. It should have been 4. I'm trying to see.
This is the Steelers' fault. This is all their fault. It's because of you, Steelers. It's because of you, Arthur Smith. It's because of you, Mike Tomlin. It's because of you, Terrell Austin, is why we are in this position. Because of your coaching malpractice, because of your preparation with this football team, with your usage of the talent.
Yes.
With your mission in mind to vie for a title. And this is what you do.
That's what they want to do. I'm trying to see if does anyone have comments from Tomlin based off of his decision to not kick the field goal? Does anyone have comments on Mike Tomlin deciding not to kick the field goal? Because I'm very curious.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look on X to see if I can find anything. Does anyone have?
Well, Tomlin for sure addressed the media. He did it before Watt did. Was he even asked about it? Someone had to have brought it up. Someone had to bring it up, right?
Regardless, it was a poor decision. It was just one of those mistakes on top of ton today. Who do I put this loss on? I put it on coaching. I put it on Mason. I put a little bit on the defense because they couldn't stop anything. But most of it goes to the coaching. Most of it absolutely goes to the coaching. And the player execution from all phases fucked us. There were bad punts from Waitman. There were penalties on special teams. There were penalties on the line. Bad throws by Mason. Poor decisions by the coaching. It was an all-out awful loss. This team deserved to lose this game. And this team, if they can somehow get into the playoffs, bro, we know what the result's going to be.
Oh, we already know, bro.
But if they don't get into the playoffs, they deserve every bit of it. And now we got the Bills coming up. The schedule doesn't get easier, folks. It does not. The schedule does not get any easier.
Mike Tomlin said we're all responsible. We know that.
Are you going to do something about it?
It's another word salad.
It's just empty comments. It doesn't mean anything.
It's another word salad to Mike Tomlin. That's it.
It doesn't mean anything, bro. It really doesn't. This was such a rough loss. This was a very bad loss, man.
And it's not like
I'm not even gonna say depressing.
It's not like it was a blowout loss either. The fact that you could have at least tied the game, like kept it close, or just come away with the victory. Like a blowout loss is like at this point we're used to it. It's whatever. It's not what we want to see, but we're used to it. But games like this, where you could potentially tie the game or win the game, and that's how you go out there and perform.
Yeah,
those are the plays that you try to do. I'd say that's worse, bro. I think that further exposes the type of team that you are, the type of coached way that you are.
Yeah, I think this really shows
coaching style that you bring to this team. I think stuff like this just further exposes it.
I think this game really continues to expose this coaching, that the scheme sucks, the decision making is terrible, the time management is just very questionable. And that's just from the coaching. The players overall didn't execute today either. They all sucked. This team sucked today. And for all we know, this could be the start of a collapse, because this is right around that time of the year where this team goes on a collapse. And I wouldn't be surprised if this was the start of it.
No, because
there's a reason this sign has been up.
Yeah. Because we got the Bills next week, then we got the Ravens and the Dolphins. I mean, that's honestly a toss-up. Then the Lions, then the Browns, and then the Ravens.
That second half, dude, was bad. They outcoached Tomlin in the second half, period, says Trev.
They
89-44, yes. Yes, they did.
That was very poor.
Again. We all got outcoached.
Now we fall to 6-5.
Now we fall to 6-5. We're tied with the Ravens. We're also tied with the Chiefs because they beat the fucking Colts in overtime.
Jesus, AFC playoff picture, man, it just continues to get tighter.
Nope. But yeah, guys, I guess that's going to be the post game. I'm not depressed because I'm not shocked. I guess I'm more angry by the decision making, by everything that happened today. You know, after moments like this, typically I get depressed. I've learned to just not even get depressed no more. It's just more like, really? We're doing this again? Like, did you not learn from the last time?
I mean, that's all we can do is just, and I hate to say this as a Steelers fan, but all we can do is just get used to it.
I am used to it. I'm immune to it. But I'm like, wow, we're really doing this again? So, no thanks to Tomlin, no thanks to Smith, no thanks to Austin, no thanks to the coaching, and no thanks to Mason. As much as I love and respect Mason, and I trust him to be the backup, today was not one of his prettiest games. It was one of his ugliest. He doesn't play often, but this is probably one of his ugliest games in a long time. So no thanks to him either.
Just a bad overall preparation, overall bad performance, overall bad football team, dude.
And we
overall bad game.
This team sucks, man. This team really, really sucks. And when the moments matter, when the times matter, they crumble.
They fall apart.
They crumble. And now we have however many games left. We're about to get into the important period of the season where this team typically crumbles. They collapse. And this might have been the start of it. I hope not, but based off of history, I'm very confident saying this is going to be the start of it. Let us know you guys' thoughts down in the comments below. Let us know you guys are thinking in the live chat. Thank you all for tuning in, man. That's your post game. I don't understand it, bro. I really don't.
SOS, today. Man. Same old Steelers.
Same old Steelers. And now we move on to Buffalo, who's on a mini bye. They're on a mini bye, and they're pissed. And they come into our house. And I'm not feeling great about that game.
No, we don't really have a great reputation against Josh Allen either.
No, because the funny thing is the Bills remind me a lot of what the Steelers are in terms of coaching and execution and scheming. But, no, I don't feel good about that game either. We'll see if A-Rod comes back. I don't know. Time will tell. He was limited in practice this week. He was essentially a game-time decision, so he might be back next week, but we'll see how the week goes.
No, we'll keep an eye out for that for sure.
And we'll see you later this week for more Steelers content. But let us know your guys' thoughts, and at the end of the day, here we go, Steelers.
And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace.